Okay. Too much lighting. I don't know, because I see the shiny and I don't like that.
That ain't gonna, that's not gonna work.
Are you so ashamed? Will that be cool or should we do? Oh, I like that color. Okay, let's do this.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me and you be you? We're spreading color around us. We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, what you like to do.
Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today we are going to be talking about a very fun, interesting topic. I'm really excited about this topic because it was a crazy situation that happened. I have my husband here with me today to talk about this, and the topic today is what went wrong at our wedding. If you've gotten married before,
If you had friends who got married, everyone says something goes wrong.
a few things went wrong at our wedding, but there was like one major thing that happened that went completely wrong.
As far as I know, I didn't even know nothing went wrong at the wedding until this big thing happened. Like
Yeah.
I thought everything was going great. I didn't know much about weddings at the time. I was like, I was getting married, so I thought the day was going perfectly fine.
Okay, you're talking a lot. Can I just finish what I'm saying and then I'll let you talk?
She just cut me off, just so y'all know.
One of the little things that went wrong was our florist didn't do anything that I asked. So it came out beautifully, so
I never knew that.
whatever. I wanted candles down the aisle and I wanted like completely different centerpieces at the tables, but she did her own thing. I think she was running late and I think she had another wedding to do that day. So she did whatever she could.
I had no idea.
So I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing is the limo partition thing didn't go up on the way to our reception.
That was ours, but another limo, like I think the one the groomsmen were in, that one was smoking.
Oh yeah?
Theirs was smoking.
My goodness. Let me set the scene. We thought the day was going pretty good until we were about to do our last dance, and we were getting it all ready. We were going to have everyone doing sparklers around, and we were going to do our last dance and then leave to go to the hotel. And then
I didn't even know he was going to do our last dance. I just know we were dancing everybody. As far as I know, the reception was done. Everyone was dancing, we was having a good time. We were taking photos of people, like it was just a vibe. And then my best man, he comes to me, Chris, and he's like, hey, your daddy truck just got broken into. And he's like, but don't worry about it. He said something like, don't worry about it, like it's all good. And I was just like, nah, I gotta worry about it because I knew what was inside the truck. Like, it wasn't just a matter of my dad truck. If it was just a glass getting broken or something, then yeah, I would have been like, okay, that sucks, but we'll fix that later. It wasn't just the glass, because I knew what was inside the truck. Inside the truck had literally probably our whole life in it. Inside the truck was everything that I owned. A suitcase that was packed to go on honeymoon for the next day, with had like most of my clothes in it. Had my passport, our visas, my computer, my hard drives. You guys probably know I do video. Had my camera, had SD cards, everything. I knew that was in that. So literally clothing on my back, passports to travel, and my livelihood, which was this video production. I ran over to his car, to my dad's truck, and the first thing I do, like I don't even think they had the door open yet, because only me really knew what was in it. They just probably saw the glass and was like someone broke into the truck. But I sprinted over to the truck in like this white tux, and it was just like dirt everywhere where they were parked. And I opened the door immediately and I saw everything was missing and everything was gone. And then I got really, really upset because I was just like, wow, they just stole everything. They just stole my whole life. Two of my friends at the time in the truck, actually. Two of my groomsmen. Rob had his stuff in the truck. He's from Brazil. His passport is also in his backpack, and his own got stolen. And then Christian from Indiana, but his stuff was fine. His stuff didn't get stolen. His stuff remained there. So only me and Rob's stuff got stolen. Everything started to hit at one time. It was just like, oh, so you don't have a camera, you don't have a computer, you don't have a hard drive, so everything you've done is gone. oh, you don't have no clothes. So once you get out of this tux, you ain't got no boxes. You ain't got no shirt. You ain't got nothing. And then it was like, oh, you ain't got no passport. We going to Mexico tomorrow. How are we gonna go to Mexico for honeymoon tomorrow without a passport? I was like, frick. Then I was like, we can't go to honeymoon, and I got really upset and really sad and really pissed. And then after that, I also realized, boom, my work visa. We can't even work. After we finish our honeymoon, move to Baltimore and work. We can't even do that. Then I got very, very upset, and I was walking back from the parking lot back to the reception spot, just thinking to myself of everything that just got stolen. And I was just getting more and more upset.
So when he came back, I was there like just waiting to do the dance. And then Kyle came to me and he just gave me a hug and was like, I'm so sorry. Everything is ruined. We can't go back to Baltimore. And he was like, all my stuff was stolen. All of a sudden, he like freaked out. He then flung 2 chairs and a table. His boys were trying to like calm him down, hold him, and then they sat him down. And yes, my dear.
And now we have a child.
Can you say hi? You want to say hi? Okay.
Hi.
They sat him in a chair, and it was like this part of the pool that I couldn't really step over because my dress was too big and I didn't want to fall into the pool. So I just stopped and I just turned around and everyone was staring at us. The music stopped and it just felt like we were in a movie. It was just like the craziest thing. And I was just thinking what are we going to do? So then we left that night. We went to a hotel.
We went to the hotel. I didn't have nothing besides a tux that was on my back and a robe that was inside the hotel. We stayed there for like 2 nights, but the next day I spent the day in the police station writing up a report. So that's how I spent the first day of our marriage. Long story short, they didn't find any of my stuff. They didn't, in fact, find Rob's stuff. Rob's stuff was found in the park somewhere. That was solid, but we didn't get it sorted. So it took me like 2 weeks to get another passport and a visa.
I'm gonna watch that.
Okay, go watch that. So when he was getting his passport and stuff situated, I ended up going back home because we didn't stay that long at the hotel. We were supposed to go out to Mexico. And so I ended up going back home. And I remember walking through the door and just crying because I was like, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Like, we just got married. We're supposed to be having fun, enjoying it. But
so we wanted to go to the Berry Islands, and we went there. We didn't indeed fly there for like a day. We were to stay for like a couple of days. Some friends hooked us up with a place to stay there while we were waiting for our visa. But then the second we landed, I think Dallas' dad called and was like, Sandals and Exuma has somewhere for us to be, and it was like a really solid deal. And we got to stay there for like another 3 nights. And so we were like, well, I guess we're gonna go to Sandals and Exuma because Exuma is dope. So we flew back out, went to Exuma that next day, and we stayed there for a couple of days, and that was solid. So we did have like a little bit of a honeymoon. It was short, and we had to kind of maneuver through some stuff, but we got that. And then after that, we got our real honeymoon because we were able to get our visa, or get my visa, and then we got to go to Mexico. Did that for a week, and then we were able to go back to Baltimore.
when you got your visa in the first time, you sent a picture to your parents.
Right. So when I first got my work visa, so we can work in Baltimore legally, right? And when I got that, I did take a picture of it and I sent it to my parents. And so I had a photo of it that I took to send to them. And I went to try get the visa again, and I explained to them that everything got stolen, and what helped was the fact that I took a photo of it.
Eventually we got it all sorted out.
Everything worked out. It was definitely
frustrating.
It was frustrating. It was tough, but I will give God all the glory, because like ultimately, like without that, I was able to get a better camera, I was able to get a better computer, I was able to get like a better like hard drive, I was able to get better stuff. Like everything was just like what seemed to be, tragic, which, it definitely was. No one wants their wedding to go like that. But, he definitely provided and showed that, like, he is ultimately in control. And if you trust him, like, he will provide, exceedingly abundantly more than we could even ask or think. So it was just like another test of our faith. And I think that definitely grew us a lot and kept us closer to each other and closer to him. So I'm not necessarily grateful it happened, but I'm grateful for what he did.
It was like the first test in our marriage.
Yeah, like the first day. We was
The
married
first-
for like an hour.
Not even the first day.
Married for like 2-3 hours, and it was like, okay, here you go. Boom.
Yeah. If anything has happened to you on your wedding day, please share it in the comments below. I would love to hear that story.
If you have any questions about anything that we didn't mention or how it all played out, put it in the comments, reach out, shoot us a message. Just like to talk about it. It
Please
was a fun
subscribe.
time. Deuces.
Bye, guys. Love.